Do you know that feeling of sitting at school constantly thinking about that new game you have and not being able to wait until you can finally sit down at home and play it again? I remember that vividly. For me, the moment that especially stands out in my memory was when I started playing Fable The Lost Chapters on PC back around 2007. I could not stop thinking about this game, it constantly occupied my mind. And while playing it, I would get totally lost and mesmerized inside this fairy tale fantasy world. And that's just one of many examples of how I could absolutely immerse myself for hours in a video game as a kid and later as a teenager. And now I'm 30 years old and all I've got now are the memories because I cannot play video games anymore. I have more games than I ever had before. Some I got for free, some I bought. Some of them are games that, based on my gaming preferences, I should absolutely love. And yet, even if I actually install them and launch them, I close them after 15 minutes and never return to them again. The only gaming I seem to be capable of doing right now is an hour of Counter-Strike 2 every other day to relax in the evening. And you might be in a very similar situation, as I can't imagine that I'm the only one. And recently I started thinking about it, and I think I have some interesting thoughts on the matter. So if you have a couple minutes to spare, let me share them with you in this video. Why are video games enjoyable? Why are they exciting? Why are they addicting and so satisfying that they took the world by storm and changed entertainment forever? The truth is that people always loved telling stories and listening to them. Video games are, alongside books, music, cinema, and television, just another way of doing that, but with the incredible twist: you are in charge. Instead of just listening to or reading the story, you get to have your own say in how the story goes. And with the added skill requirement, there is also a sense of competitiveness that can keep you hooked for hours in search of a win. So no wonder tons of people, including me, got absolutely lost in video games. We've had our family computer at home since I was 4. I can still remember watching my dad play Tomb Raider, Wolfenstein, and many others. Some of the first games I remember playing were Need for Speed 3 Hot Pursuit, and yes, I mean the one from 1998, Star Wars The Phantom Menace, Disney's Tarzan, and I'm sure there are many others that I can't even recall from back then. And then growing up, video games had a huge impact on our social lives as well. I used to talk about them all the time with my cousins, and we used to play together anytime we had a chance. No, not through the internet, but actually in person, which is probably mind-blowing to a lot of people now. When I became a teenager, I became interested in gaming culture overall. I started following gaming news, reviews, tech news, gear reviews, and all the stuff surrounding video games while also playing them myself. And I was still enjoying them very much. And then something's changed. I started to be less and less capable of actually focusing on whatever I was playing at the time. Sessions that would normally take hours started to shrink to an hour, half an hour, maybe even less. And everything started feeling very shallow, predictable, not stimulating in any way, and many times just plain boring. Fast forward to now, and the last meaningful gaming experience I have was Red Dead Redemption 2, about 5 years ago when I finally got to play it. It took this masterpiece to get me back to feeling anything while playing a video game. And even then it still wasn't the same as it used to be. As close as it could, but still not it. Why is that? Part of it is, of course, that I now have other things on my mind. Work, personal life, day-to-day responsibilities, and other activities, but I refuse to believe that it's only that. That would be way too simple. I think that there's more to it. I think that a big part of why games stopped being so exciting is because they stopped evolving. And they stopped years ago. Because let's face it, mechanically, the games of today, games from 10 years ago, and the games from 20 years ago, they're pretty much the same. You press X, you get a certain reaction. You select the dialogue choice, the thing that's assigned to this option will happen next. You go over there, a cutscene will trigger. The NPCs are just as dead and scripted as they were 20 years ago, and honestly, the last time anyone actually tried to change that was Bethesda in the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion in 2006. What's 20 years ago when I was a kid felt like a way to finally experience a story where you were part of it and you have meaningful ways of interacting with the world now feels limited, constrained, and it feels like something that should be obsolete already. And yet, it is still how every game works. The graphics made leaps forward. The size of the market for video games got way bigger. But the games themselves in their core are exactly like they used to be. When I boot up a game now, I don't feel excitement because I know I'm in for the same ride once again, with some reskin, different characters on a different map, but in reality, it's the same game I've played 20 years ago. I just can't seem to enjoy it anymore after so much time, and the more I think about it, the less surprising it becomes. Thank you very much for watching. Please leave a like and comment what you think. I'll see you next time.